Thank you so much, and it is such an honor to be here. I'm one of the co-chairs of the New Voices of the National Academies, and I think you can see my slides right now, hopefully. Okay. So as I mentioned, co-chair of the New Voices of the National Academies, it's a great honor to be here today, and I congratulate you all on a successful overview of kind of what we do in New Voices. So the NASEM New Voices program is made possible by support from the Gordon and Betty Moore Foundation. And it's an initiative to really bring diverse perspectives from early and mid-career US leaders to important dialogues on pressing global issues, to participate in different national academies of science, engineering, and medicine committees and activities, and to provide science advice to NASEM. So here you can see our mission and vision for our cohort. So our vision is that science is created by and belongs to all humanity. We envision a transformative scientific culture that fosters a discovery, inclusion, and service. And with that brings our mission to accelerate the engagement of diverse and emerging leaders with the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, the scientific community, and the public on scientific policy solutions to the national global challenges. Really what we are doing is addressing issues that vary from climate change and its impact on the built environment to healthcare accessibility under climate-driven events, to shifts in engineering education to address climate change, as well as increasing diversity across different fields of science, engineering, and medicine. Oops, sorry. Here's just some numbers. So I'm actually in the second cohort. The program started in 2018 and my term started in 2021. So far, we've had 40 total members selected out of 800 applicants. We represent 19 out of the 50 states of the US. We have traveled to 21 international delegations, one of which was the worldwide meeting of the Young Academies, which I was so grateful to go to this past fall. We have 15 National Academies senior advisors, so we do pair up with our senior National Academies. We have engaged in 26 of the National Academies committees, and we've attended, 7 of us have attended the Frontiers of Engineering program. And so here you can see pictures of our 2 cohorts. I mentioned we started one in 2018. That's when the inaugural program was launched. And you can see from these pictures, we're early and mid-career researchers from a variety of sectors. We have to obtain our PhD within 15 years to be in the selected for the New Voices program. We come from a range of disciplines, racial and ethnic groups. We come from academia, industry, governments, national labs, consultants, startups. Some of us have started up our own companies, nonprofits, medicine, engineering, health, and policy, and more. And this really allows us to tackle a lot of different areas. And our cohort, the second cohort, half of us are first-generation immigrants as well. We also bring diverse experience and innovative perspectives to NASEM. And I mentioned there's several roles that we can do. Formal roles in NASEM projects, committees, and roundtables. We can nominate our colleagues for National Academies projects, activities, and formal sessions. You can see from our participation from just our cohort from last year, once we enter the program, we work a lot with the National Academies. And on the right-hand side, I showed 2 events that were really led by the New Voices program. The top one is a New Voices multi-sector panel on diversity in STEM that was held by the first cohort. On the lower right-hand side, you can see National Academies Endless Frontiers Symposium in 2022. This looked at research in higher ed institutions for the next 75 years. And one of our cohort members is seen as a speaker here on this one. We also provide science advice at the highest level, and we engage on key issues. So several of our previous members have been elected to serve appointments in the Department of Energy. We also have a member who was named to the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. Just this past year, our cohort wrote a journal article it was an editorial on how climate change and the engineering education have to adjust. So this is from our climate working group. We published this editorial highlighting the necessary skill set for engineers and how it's expected to change as climate changes, and that developing these skills really requires immediate curriculum changes as well. And our first cohort, just as the world was closing down from COVID-19, really banded together, and they published an op-ed on the steps the US can take to respond to COVID-19. And then they also launched a chatbot, using artificial intelligence to provide information to people during the pandemic. We also communicate to the public, so published books geared towards children on the secret lives of scientists, engineers, and doctors based on our lived experiences. And I want to thank you so very much for inviting me here today. It's so great to meet you all and congratulate you on your conference. And we'd love to connect with you. We'd love to have you connect with us. You can contact us on Twitter. You can email me. I can put you in touch with us. And we also are we have a webinar series that's focused on One Health. So we'll be advertising that as well, and you can join us there. So once again, thank you so very much.